card that somebody sent me, and I had it hanging in my room for a while, and it says, I used to complain that I had no shoes until I met a man that had no feet. Guess what? All of a sudden, you'll start seeing there's people out there that have needs that are much greater than the needs that you have. Just because somebody looks like, hey, they look like they're 6 feet tall, and they look in fairly good health, and they look like they got it all together, you have no clue what's going on behind them until you start looking. How can I help this person? See, I hear people complaining, well, I just can't put all my money in the RSPs this year that I wanted to. And I'm going, I know people that can't put food on the table. I have a hard time feeling sorry. Yeah, I had to drive my car for another 2 years. Times are so tough. I just don't know. I had to use the same car for an extra 2 years than what I usually have. I know people that would love to have a car. I know people would love to have a bike. In fact, I can remember, was it Jude Catetta, Pastor Jude Catetta? When he first got his bike, he was so excited because now he could travel 30 miles a day and reach more churches. And you're complaining because you didn't need to drive a new one this year? Excuse me if I don't feel sorry for you. We need to start looking at those people around us. See what's needed. See what's happening. Get our focus off of ourselves. There's an old saying that's been contributed to Confucius that says, man wrapped up in himself make very small package. And that's true. You get wrapped up in yourself, you become a very small package. And those bands will get tighter and tighter and tighter. Start looking beyond yourself. If you want to break through, you want to experience the blessing of the Lord, if you want to experience the good things in life, you're going to have to start looking beyond yourself. Hello? Yeah. I know people that are so wrapped up in themselves, even their own children don't get the blessing that they should get. They're scared that if they would bless their kids, it would take away from them. Huh? How could that take away from you? Hoarding and hoarding and hoarding, trying to gather together, and grumpy and complaining because guess what? I can't have what I want. You're sad. That's a sad, sad situation. Look beyond. Find somebody that's in worse shape. Help them. And it'll start bringing joy back into your life. Assisting and equipping others to possess their promised land, their destiny, will help you take yours. See, Joshua had to help the people that he was leading take their land, and he ended up getting his land at the same time. Looking for yourself doesn't do it. Second thing is found in verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. The seventh point, actually, not the second, the sixth point, I'll get it right. The sixth point, I can count, is full compliance. Half-hearted, halfway efforts will never create permanent fruit. There's people that will try to get away with doing it halfway, half-hearted, and then cannot understand why everybody's not rejoicing because they tried. You don't put up with that from your own kids. You shouldn't put up with that from your own kids. If you're capable of doing better, then do better. I know we had 2 children. One found school much easier than the other did. And the one used to complain and say, well, how come when he brings home C's, you're happy, and when I bring home a B, you're upset? Because you can be bringing home A's. He's not getting D's. Your children are different, and you expect different things from different ones. But if they're capable of doing more, you want them to push themselves to do the best that they can do. Amen? None of us want kids that are sluggards. None of us want to raise our kids thinking that it's okay. Everybody else will already make up the slack. At least not if we're normal. We want our children to be the ones that are leading. We want our children to be the ones that are pushing, that are well thought of, that are well respected, because they have a desire to see things done completely and properly, and they stay there until the job is done. Amen. Oh, well, there's a concept. Staying until it's done? Huh?
Preach it, that's job treatment for
Full compliance. If you ask somebody to come and build a house for you and they quit right after the walls are up, guess what? You're a rotten person to work for. No. If they would quit right after the house was done, you wouldn't be happy. You wouldn't be saying, hey, great job, you really tried. I'm so glad you can, wow, look, you got the walls up. Oh, I'm just so excited. You'd be sitting saying, okay, where's the rest of it? Amen? Yes. So let's bring it back to children. If you teach your children after the meal is finished, they push their chair in and take their plate to the sink. You're not happy when they push their chair in. You know, I pushed my chair in, I know. But the thought was you push your chair in and put your plate in the sink. Now, if you're not fully complying, it's rebellion.
That's exactly right.
100%.
Yes. Yes. Amen.
Full compliance. And that's one of the things that God asks from His people. Full compliance. Do all that you have heard. Do all that you are being told. Not halfway. There's no reward for halfway. In fact, if that guy is building my house and he quits once the walls are up, he's walking away with no paycheck. Why? Because I'm not dumb. I know if I pay him now, he's never coming back to finish.
That's right.
My mama didn't raise no fools. Then you pay once it's done. Full compliance. If you're going to have a breakthrough, you're going to have to learn to go the whole distance. Half-hearted, halfway efforts never create a permanent fruit. Permanence requires, I'm all in for the long haul attitude and action. It works the same in the church. Yes, Pastor, I am in 100%. I'm not going to be sitting here and go, oh, well, on the fence and see if this works or not. I'm not going to be sitting here going, well, it could work, it might not work. Yeah, okay, today I have nothing better to do, so we'll try. I'm in 100%. I'm in like skin. And you're in. Joshua was told, do all. What happens if he only does part of it? There's no reward for a job half done. The reward comes when the job is finished. We had somebody shingle our roof a number of years ago at the other house. I had not negotiated properly. I hadn't understood properly. I thought everything was going to get cleaned up right away too. I'll tell you, I've never made that mistake again. How much to re-shingle the house and take it away? Old stuff. Because I don't want to lay it on my lawn. All the way. Do it all. See, too many, so doing it all requires the spirit, it requires your mental, your emotional, your physical, and wisdom, all to get involved. When you're doing it all, you give all. You give your resources. You give everything you have. You don't hold back. You're not trying to keep that little corner. When you do all, you do what's asked completely. Now, too many fall short of permanence today because they only do some and not all. They're only going to try a little bit. You know, people say, well, I'm going to try that church stuff. You're never going to go anywhere.